In this video, I'm going to show you how to relieve sacral pain in 30 seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over easy exercises that can give both quick and long-lasting relief for sacral pain. If you're unfamiliar with the sacrum, it's a spade-shaped bone that serves as the base for the lumbar spine. So our back sits right on top of it, kind of like a foundation. Its main role is to be a stabilizer for both the pelvis and the lower back. So you can imagine if the muscles that support this area become tight or weak, you can get a lot of issues, including back pain that works lower below the belt line, even into the buttocks. So to make it easy, we're going to focus on the main muscles that support this area. This includes the glutes, the piriformis, and the hamstrings. A note about these exercises, each one works just a little bit differently. They're going to target different muscles. To get the best results, go through them all, use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. So here's a really easy exercise that you can do standing pretty much anywhere, so it can be a literal lifesaver at work. It's called the step back exercise. To get into position, we're going to start with very good upright posture. Have your back as straight as possible. From there, you're going to get into a scissored stance just like this with your toes pointed straight ahead. A couple notes. The wider that your stance is, the more intense this stretch will be. So I would go lightly with it, and with each repetition, try to widen your stance. And you also want the most painful side towards the back. So in this case, I'm going to demonstrate what to do if you have a lot of left-sided sacral pain. So once you're in position, what you're going to do next is take your front foot and turn it inward as much as you can. And then you're going to do the same with this back foot. In this position, I'm already starting to feel a really good stretch form over my glutes and piriformis muscles, pretty much across the whole pelvis. What you want to do to intensify this stretch is now lean backward, transferring all of your body weight onto this back heel. So the more that you lean backward, the more it should really deepen that stretch into the glutes across the sacrum. If you don't feel it, just keep leaning back. You definitely will start to feel it. If you have a lot of tightness in those muscles and it's almost causing borderline discomfort, what you want to do is just back off a little bit and then hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds and just do nice slow controlled breathing. Let that tension out as much as you can. When you need a breather, just lean forward like this, taking your body weight off of that heel. Again, on the next repetition, what you want to do is widen that stance, turn the feet in even more, transfer that body weight backward as much as you can, and then build into this about 3 to 5 times. If this really doesn't offer that much of a stretch, we can take this one to the next level by putting in some rotation. So what you want to do is get back into that original stretch, take your hands, put them right on your hips, and what you're going to do is slowly turn towards this back side, moving through your waist and lower back. So I'm just rotating towards my left. I really feel it into my glutes now. So hold this one comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. Relax by just getting out of that rotation and then repeating this one 3 to 5 times. And I do recommend throwing in a couple repetitions on the other side, even if it doesn't hurt, just to keep everything nice and loose. And this is a great exercise that you can use throughout the day. With this exercise, we're going to focus on the sacroiliac or SI joints, which is the most common spot where people will get sacral pain. If you're unfamiliar with the sacroiliac joints, they're the union of the sacrum with the ilium of the pelvis. They're pretty much right below the belt line off to the side. So here's a really easy exercise that will strengthen the muscles that support that area. You're going to lie flat on your back in bed or on a floor. Whatever side that you're having the most amount of pain. Let's say it's your right side. What you want to do is put your knees straight up towards the ceiling, so your hip and knee are in a straight line, and your knee is bent roughly at 90 degrees. What you're going to do from there is take your foot, turn it inward as much as you can until you feel a gentle activation of muscles in the leg towards the hips, including the glutes. Once you feel that, you're then going to overlap your hands like this and place them right on the inside of that bent knee. The movement from here, very straightforward. We're going to try to drive this bent knee towards our other side shoulder, so my right knee towards my left shoulder, but I'm going to resist against this movement as much as I can with my hands. The more that you press into it, the more that you're going to feel the glutes, which are the main stabilizers of the sacrum, really start to fire. Hold this comfortably for about 5 seconds. Relax. On the next repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. You want to do this 10 to 15 times. But if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, you can throw in another set or two. And then from there, you're going to switch to the other side and repeat to keep everything in balance. So let's take this one to the next level and add in another motion that's really going to target those muscles. So let me demonstrate it on the other side so you can see it a little bit better. Let's get back into our original position with our knee bent at 90 degrees. But this time around, I'm going to take my foot and turn it outward as much as I can. From there, I'm going to overlap my hands, put them on the outside of my knee, and the movement this time around is just taking the knee outward like this, straight from the body as much as we can, but we're going to resist against that movement. You should feel the muscles around the sacrum start to fire, but it should feel just a little bit different. So you're going to hold this one for 5 seconds, release it, repeat this 10 to 15 times, and then you're going to switch to the other side and repeat to keep everything in balance. With this exercise, we're going to focus on a big overlooked cause of sacral pain, which comes from tight hamstrings, those big muscles right here on the back of the leg. So here's a really easy way to stretch them out in a chair. What you want to do is just scoot right to the edge of a chair, whatever side that you're having the most amount of pain. Let's say it's your right side. Take that leg, straighten it out as much as you can, and now gently press that heel into the floor until you feel a light activation of the glutes. Once you feel that, what you're then going to do is have very good upright posture. Have your back as straight as possible. I know a lot of people in this position like to do the classic let's touch our toe stretch, but it's really not that effective, and there's a really good chance that you're actually going to overstretch the hamstrings, causing more problems and putting a lot of strain on the lower back. So do this instead. Have that good upright posture. Take your hands, put them right on your hips. What you want to do is rock or tilt your hips and pelvis forward as much as you can. So just take your hands, rock them forward like this. The more that you rock forward, the more intensive a stretch that you're going to feel, pretty much from your glutes into the back of the thigh towards the back of the knee, really targeting those hamstrings. I really like this one. It usually feels really, really good. I hold this one for about 5 seconds and then relax, and then repeat this over and over again for about 10 to 15 repetitions. With each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. You can experiment with longer hold times, working up towards 15, 20, even 30 seconds, but I usually find that doing 5-second holds with this one works the best for me. But give it a try, experiment with it, use what works best for you. And I do recommend doing this on both sides just to keep everything in balance. So now let's turn our attention towards the glutes and the piriformis and show them a little bit of love. So what we're going to do is what is known as a seated pigeon pose or figure 4. To get into position, what you're going to do is take the painful side's leg, so in this case I'm going to demonstrate what to do on the right side, and place that ankle over the other side's knee. So when you look down, it should look like a figure 4. I know a lot of people are going to struggle to get into this position, so to make it easier, straighten the other side out just like this. Place your ankle over the other side shin, grab your pant leg or the shin right here, and then slide it up into position. So a telltale sign of glute or piriformis tightness is this knee right here will not go flat. Pretty much will just point right up towards the ceiling. If that's the case, what you want to do is just allow gravity to take your leg weight downward as much as you can until you feel a really good stretch form in the glutes, especially right here across the hip. If you don't really feel that deep of a stretch, what you can do is then take your knee and just press it downward. Don't use your hands, instead use your leg strength to gently press that knee down towards the floor until you finally feel that stretch. Once you do, hold that for 5 seconds, relax, and then repeat this 10 to 15 times. Again, with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. And you are more than welcome to experiment with hold times. You can hold it for longer if it does feel like it's helping you out a little bit more. And then from there, you're just going to switch to the other side and repeat to keep everything in balance. The last stretch, what we're going to do is take our hands right here, cup on the outside of that bent knee, and then pull the knee across our body towards the other side shoulder. So I'm taking my right knee towards my left shoulder. This time around, you should feel it a little bit deeper into the glutes right here across the hip. Once you feel that deep but comfortable stretch, you're then going to hold this one for a longer time, 20 to 30 30 seconds. And then from there, you're going to relax. Repeat this about 3 times on both sides. But go through all of those movements. If you find that one is just helping your sacral pain a little bit more, at that point, throw more repetitions in. So here's an easy daily strengthening exercise that's pretty much going to target all the muscles that help support the sacrum and also the sacroiliac joint. So if you have a lot of chronic sacral pain, give this one a try. You can do this one in bed or on a floor. Just start off lying flat on your back. What we want to do first is what is known as a clamshell. So we're going to take our feet, we're going to press them together like this, and then we're going to wing our knees outward as much as we can. You should start to feel a really good stretch form right in the inner part of your thighs, working towards the groin, into the hips, into the glutes. Once you feel that, if this is a pretty good stretch, you can hold it for 20-30 seconds and then relax and repeat this a couple of times until you feel like everything is loosened up or warmed up. But this is how we're going to take it to the next level and focus a little bit more on strengthening. So let's press our knees down, and what you're going to do is brace the core muscles. You know when somebody tries to poke you in your stomach, how you tighten up? Mimic that, hold it, and then also squeeze the glutes. Take your hands, put them off to your side, and now lift your hips upward towards the ceiling as much as you can until your body is nice and straight. You should feel a ton of muscles start to fire. The core, the back, the glutes, and the legs. Everything that helps support the hips, pelvis, and sacrum. Hold this for 5 seconds, relax, repeat this 10 times, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, try to throw in another set or 2. So now let's focus a little bit more on our legs, especially the hamstrings, which are, again, a big overlooked cause of sacral pain. So this time around, what I'm going to do is have my legs roughly hip width apart. I'm going to gently press my heels into the bed or the floor, and then do that bridge. Let's tighten the core, squeeze the glutes, lift our hips upward towards the ceiling until our body is in a nice straight line. Once we're in that position, what we're going to do to take this one to the next level is slowly walk out with our heels. The more that you walk out, the more that you're really going to feel it right here into your hamstrings. Go into this one slowly, don't form a cramp, but try to build into this one and do it about 5 to 10 times. And afterwards, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, you can always throw in another set or 2. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.